We're taking pictures of these objects with astonishing precision. It's like, whoa.
There are some shocking truths from deep space that Bill Nye just told us that could change the way we think about the world. The James Webb Space Telescope has taken pictures from more than 13 billion years ago that reveal amazing things about the universe. What if these old lights are the key to puzzles we haven't thought of yet? What secret threats might these new views of the universe be showing us? Let's look into these new discoveries and think about how they might change what we know about the universe. The universe 13.4 billion years ago, the James Webb Space Telescope is finding out amazing new things about galaxies, planets, and other things in space. It is not only a great research tool, but it is also seen as a suitable replacement for the Hubble Space Telescope. But what pictures from the James Webb Space Telescope are making us question what we thought we knew? Also, what does Bill Nye think about all of this? How about we take a better look? Scientists and engineers at NASA worked very hard to make the James Webb Space Telescope. It was launched safely on Christmas Day in 2021. Over the next few months, setting up the telescope went off without a hitch. It was fully operating by the end of June 2022, and scientists started finding thousands of new galaxies. Some of these galaxies are older and farther away than any we've seen before. Some may have formed more than 150 million years before Hubble found the oldest galaxies. But the telescope does more than just look for galaxies far away. It can also gather light from things in space, like exoplanets and young stars, which helps us figure out what they are made of and how they move through space. Bill Nye says that this data is starting to give us more information about the atmospheres of planets hundreds of light years away, which helps us guess what those atmospheres might be like. We now know more about the world thanks to this discovery, which could change the way we think about the chance of life beyond Earth. Still, this isn't the most surprising part. The Pillars of Creation in the Eagle Nebula is one of the most famous pictures taken by the Hubble Space Telescope. It was possible to see these beautiful clouds, but no one knew what was going on inside them. We can finally see inside with the Webb telescope's infrared images, which shows us many protostars. The size of these groups of dust and gas is much bigger than our solar system. They look like small red dots on top of the dark pillars. These dots are young stars that are just getting started. As you can see, these new stars haven't started to burn hydrogen yet. Bill Nye says that their cores get heavier as they gather more matter. At some point, the density will be high enough to start burning hydrogen, which will make them about 2 million degrees Celsius hotter. The infrared bands that we can't usually see are shown in these pictures by different colors. For instance, what the picture shows as blue would look red to the human eye. The colors change depending on the amount of radiation. The protostars, which are shown in red, give off radiation with a wavelength that is about 6 times longer than what our eyes can see. But that's not the only amazing thing about this picture. The Webb telescope does more than just take pretty pictures, it also helps us figure out how stars like our Sun might have come to be. We now know of more than 3,000 exoplanets, which are planets outside of our solar system. The search for them began in the 1990s. Most of these planets were found by accident. People noticed that their stars looked a little less bright when they passed in front of them. The Webb telescope, on the other hand, is changing this by taking pictures of these faraway worlds directly. This gives us new information about the universe beyond our solar system. We should look into how new tools are making space bigger. CHIP 65426b using powerful telescopes. In September of last year, scientists got a good look at CHIP 65426b, an exoplanet that was first found in 2017. To get a good look at the planet, they blocked out the star's bright light with high-tech cameras. They were able to take pictures of the planet, which is 100 times farther away from its star than Earth is from the Sun, with the help of special cameras and filters. 12 times bigger than Jupiter, this planet is a huge gas giant. If you look at the Phantom Galaxy through the Webb telescope's infrared powers, you can see how bright it is even though it is mostly hidden in space. The galaxy shines from the middle, making a beautiful view with its big circular shape and long arms of stars. This galaxy, which is also called M74, has also been caught in great detail by the Hubble telescope. New pictures from the Webb camera, on the other hand, show even more detail. They show how dust and gas that give off heat are arranged in designs. There is a bright electric blue glow coming from the center of these patterns that lights up the star-forming areas along the spiral arms in a way we have never seen before. It is researchers from the European Space Agency who are part of an international project called FANGS that make the beautiful pictures that come from both the Hubble and Webb cameras. As part of this project, 19 close galaxies that are actively making stars are photographed in the infrared by a variety of cameras. Scientists can use Webb's sharp, detailed pictures to find out where stars are born, how old and large star groups are, and more about the dust that lies between stars. There was something even more interesting, though. In July of last year, a picture of Wolf-Rayet, a faraway star, showed a special pattern around it. This pattern is called Webb's distinctive diffraction pattern. It looks like this image is made up of rings or waves. There is a lot of hydrogen in space around Wolf-Rayet stars because they are very big and almost done with their lives. The rings around this star, W140, are caused by its contact with a smaller star that is close by. This makes space dance in a way. This amazing sight is just one way that Webb is helping us learn more about the universe by letting us look into faraway galaxies and find strange cosmic events. 4 of the oldest galaxies we've ever seen were found by the James Webb Space Telescope, which is an amazing find. We can see these galaxies as they were 13.4 billion years ago. That means we're looking back to a time when the universe was only 350 million years old, or 2% of its present age. Many of the things that these old, faraway galaxies have in common with other galaxies that Webb has found. To study these galaxies, scientists used cutting-edge tools from the JWST Advanced Deep Extragalactic Survey. The near-infrared spectrograph helped them figure out how fast these galaxies are moving away from us. Redshift is the name for the process by which this movement makes the light they give off longer and redder. The redshift of the galaxy with the highest value was an amazing 13.2. This means that it is much farther away and older than what was thought before the Webb telescope was launched. Through spectrum analysis, we can now not only find these very far away galaxies, but also be sure of how far away they really are. That's not the only cool thing Webb has been doing, though. In a different part of the sky, Webb looked at a planet in the constellation Virgo that was going around a star. WASP 39b is the name of this planet. It is 700 light-years away, which is pretty close in cosmic terms, only 8 times the distance between Mercury and the Sun. WASP 39b is a rough place, even though it's close. It's about the same size as Saturn, but it's very hot because it orbits its star very close. The thick air around it is full of clouds made of sulfur compounds and silicates, such as sulfur dioxide. Next, we'll talk about the secrets of alien atmospheres instead of faraway worlds. A new view of faraway worlds, using Webb's main camera and 2 of its spectrographs, scientists found carbon dioxide in the atmosphere of WASP 39b for the first time. This new information gives us new ways to learn about the atmospheres of worlds beyond our solar system. We're making great progress in our quest to learn more about how faraway worlds work and what they're made of. This mix of finding new things about the universe and studying planets shows how useful the telescope is for helping us learn more about both the early universe and the complicated systems of faraway planets. There's more, though. These discoveries are only the start of what Webb can find. We are amazed at how much more there is to find as we dig deeper. Scientists were able to guess about where the planet came from and how it changed over time. The planet is thought to have formed much farther from its star and was pulled together when smaller space objects merged. Its atmosphere has more oxygen than carbon, which supports this idea. Titan, Saturn's moon, is a unique and interesting world that stands out. Titan's rivers, lakes, and seas are not made of water, but of liquid methane and ethane. The ground is made of water ice. There are methane clouds over Titan, which is the only moon in our solar system with a thick atmosphere. These clouds are not found on any other moon. Scientists used the Webb telescope to take pictures of these methane clouds on Titan in November. A NASA release said that this was a very important event. The Webb camera was able to take pictures of two different clouds. One of them was over Kraken Mare, Titan's biggest sea. Because this finding was so interesting, the team worked with the Keck Observatory in Hawaii to look at Titan some more just 2 days later. Keck's views showed that the shape of the cloud over Kraken Mare had changed, which could mean that it was moving or that a new cloud was forming in the same place. The researchers can't wait to use this information to learn more about Titan's atmosphere and make a map of how hazy it looks in the hopes of finding new gases. It was first thought that the Southern Ring Nebula was just a normal white dwarf, which is a dead star that sheds its upper layers. However, it turned out to be more complicated than that. The old idea was thrown out by new studies that show this nebula is more complicated than first glance. The Webb telescope's clear picture of the nebula, shown with other new discoveries, showed levels of complexity that scientists did not know existed before. The near-infrared camera and the mid-infrared instrument, two important Webb instruments, were key in finding these new features. They gave us new information about the structure of the nebula and the space around it. We learn about how stars and planets work together as we travel through space. Learning more about VHS 1256b and its nebula neighbors, Bill Nye said that the partner stars were actually sending the gas and dust in the Southern Ring Nebula in certain places, even though it looked like they were causing it. This wasn't the most shocking part, though. The Webb telescope found a world, even though it wasn't supposed to. It was a strange one. This thing, which was called VHS 1256b, wasn't really a planet, it was more like a brown dwarf. There's no way that it could be a star because it's too small. It had some strange features, like clouds made of sand and silica, and it gave off a light red glow because of a type of fusion that happens in things that size. This brown dwarf was also pretty young and small for its type. In some ways, it was like another object called WASP 39b. Some things in its atmosphere, like water, methane, carbon dioxide, and potassium, could be picked up by the Webb telescope. The way these things were mixed together made it look like the atmosphere was very rough. Studies showed that when things were calm, the amounts of certain gases would stay the same. But these rates were very different on many exoplanets, including this one. This shows that there is a lot of vertical mixing. Because of this mixing, carbon dioxide rose from deep in the atmosphere to higher levels, where it mixed with methane. Bill Nye said that the main reason scientists were using the Webb telescope was to find new worlds and learn more about their atmospheres. In fact, NASA had released the first spectrum study of the atmosphere of an exoplanet that used Webb. They watched as the light from the planet's star went through its atmosphere. This showed them a unique pattern of light absorption. This pattern told them very important things about the planet's atmosphere. Scientists were looking at a planet called WASP 96b that was more than 1,000 light-years away. In the planet's readings, they were surprised to see water mist and a foggy atmosphere. They had thought the skies were clear before. There is a lot of water in our solar system, so it makes sense to find it in other places in the world as well. In the same way, finding methane is important because it is mostly made by live things like bacteria on Earth. Due to the high amount of sodium in its atmosphere, scientists first thought that WASP 96b had very clear skies. But the new finding of water vapor makes them think the atmosphere is more complicated than they first thought. Because of this, they have had to look at old studies and data to figure out why these observations are so different. It was thought that this planet couldn't support life until water was found on such a faraway world. WASP 96b is a big gas planet, like a hot Jupiter. It's not much bigger than Jupiter, which is the biggest planet in our solar system. It goes around its star every 3.4 days, and the surface of it gets hotter than 1,000 degrees Celsius. That's not the most interesting part, though. Bill Nye spoke about what it would mean to find methane on worlds far away. If methane is found in the atmosphere of a planet, it could mean that there is life beyond Earth. This would change our ideas about how life works in the world. He stressed how important this finding would be because it would make us think deeply about our existence and the possibility that other living things are out there, watching us as we watch them. Bill Nye also said that this could revolutionize how we think about our place in the universe and the idea that there may be other beings out there using their own telescopes to look up at the stars and wonder if they are alone, or if the universe is full of life. As we go deeper into space, we find more shocks that make us question what we think we know. Gaze Beyond Cosmic Veils by James Webb. The thought that we might not be alone is both exciting and scary. It makes us question everything we think we know about our place in the universe. The James Webb Space Telescope is very good at seeing through space dust to find things in space that other telescopes, like the Hubble Space Telescope, can't see. Webb looks for secret wonders in the universe using infrared light, not visible light like Hubble does. Webb recently took an amazing picture of two galaxies combining into one. Hubble had missed this very important event in space. The picture shows an area that is very busy and where new stars are being made. 20 times faster than in our own Milky Way, stars are being made in this area. A huge amount of infrared light comes from the place in the merged galaxies called IC 1623. This light is so strong that it makes Webb's famous star diffraction pattern. This pattern usually appears when the telescope looks at very bright stars. Hubble can't see this busy star-forming area because of the clouds of dust that cover it. It looks like a layer of dust is covering it in the final pictures. Although these galaxies are joining about 270 million light-years from Earth, it is possible that a giant black hole is also being made. But this black hole can't be seen in the pictures Webb has right now. Webb's amazing finding not only shows how advanced it is, but it also helps us learn more about how galaxies are made and the powerful things that happen inside them. But this isn't the most surprising thing Webb has found yet. As it continues to study the world, who knows what other secrets it will find. A beautiful new picture taken by the James Webb Space Telescope has been found by scientists. Bill Nye says that this picture shows NGC 5068, a very faraway galaxy, which has a very large group of tens of thousands of stars. It is hard to believe that this galaxy is 17 million light-years away from Earth. To give you an idea of how far away that is, compare it to galaxies in our own galaxy, like those in the local group, which is about 5 million light-years away and includes the Milky Way. The James Webb Space Telescope has awesome technology that lets us see deep into faraway galaxies and find features that were not possible before. The picture of NGC 5068 shown here is a great example of what the telescope can see. There is a thick group of stars in the picture, and there is a bright bar of white light in the top left corner. This shows where new stars are being made. This picture of stars is not only beautiful, but it also helps scientists learn about how galaxies far away are put together and how they behave. Each star in the picture looks like a tiny dot of white light, but they all help us learn more about how the universe is put together and how big it is. NASA keeps giving us useful information about the world through pictures like these, which help us understand how big and beautiful it is. A very bright area is made when stars get close to each other in the heart of most galaxies. The very bright light is caused by dust that has been burned by huge bursts of star formation. Scientists are excited to find out more about how stars are made, and the James Webb Space Telescope should help them do that. As part of a project to figure out how stars are born, this powerful tool is currently looking at different galaxies, such as CGCN 5068. Another galaxy being looked at by the Webb telescope is IC 5332, a spiral galaxy. One of the best things about the James Webb Space Telescope is that it can see infrared light, which our eyes can't see because the bands are too long. Our normal filters block out this light, but the Webb telescope can see it. This lets it see deep into the busy centers of galaxies where stars are being born. What will change about the way we think about existence if we find solid proof of life beyond Earth? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more.